This is an abomination of the Raptor name. That's what we're going to talk about today, how Ford has actually cheapened the Raptor brand. And I would love to hear from the community after this video, man. Let me know what you think. I'm sure y'all have some strong opinions. And let me just go ahead and say, man, that if you are a Ranger owner or you're looking forward to the Ranger Raptor, dude, I have nothing personally against you. This is just my opinion, and my opinion is subject to change. If I end up driving one of these things and reviewing one of them, then hell, maybe I'll end up loving it too. But this is just my perception of what I see right now. Now, of course, the Raptor started in 2010. That's basically what I built this channel on. And by the way, if you're new here, man, consider subscribing. Where we talk about everything pretty much trucks. But, you know, one of the biggest things with the Raptor is the appearance, the performance, the suspension, the width, right? Everything that goes into it, and it makes it a high-performance truck. It basically makes it a on-road trophy truck, if you will. It's not really a trophy truck. I'm sure you've seen some of those videos where guys think the Raptor is a trophy truck, and then, you know, they fly 20 feet in the air and their entire truck falls apart. But regardless, it is, you know, the cream of the crop when you talk about off-road vehicles, right? And so, you know, one of the biggest distinguishing factors from people that don't even know, you know, trucks or anything about it is the way that it looks. Right here, 2023 F-150 Lariat, right? Most popular truck in America. When you look at the Raptor compared to it, this thing is absolutely stunning. And this really doesn't even do the vehicle justice. When you see these things side by side, it is clearly a different beast altogether. Everything from the front emblem, you got the big Ford, you know, right there in the middle of the grill, different bumpers, different, you know, headlight setup, you know, slightly different headlights. And then, of course, you have the amber lights. This was changed in the Gen 3 as far as like the size of those amber lights. They're pretty big now. Those are actually required, DOT requirements, different bumpers, skid plates, you know, all this kind of stuff. And then, of course, you have 35s or 37-inch tires. You know, you have the wide fenders. I mean, these things are like 86.5 or 88 inches from wheel to wheel. You know, obviously, I already knew how wide these things are, but I found this out the hard way when I was trying to get a trailer to get my Raptor from Tennessee down to Charleston because I was involved in an accident. Some lady came over and freaking hit me when we were on our vacation, and my truck is down right now. But, you know, and I could save that for another video if y'all want to hear that and see some pictures and whatnot. But it's pretty heartbreaking. I have a second gen, by the way. But, you know, trying to find a trailer that would fit the truck was pretty tough, man. And even then, I still had, I don't know, probably a quarter of the tire hanging off, and we had to come in at an angle and then straighten it up to be able to get it on the truck. It was a little sketch, but regardless, that's one of the things that people love about the Raptor, man. The look, it looks entirely different than a standard F-150. Of course, the rear end of the truck as well. It's just, there's really no comparison, right? You look at that, to me, that's kind of ugly. When you look at the rear end of the Raptor, man, it just looks freaking awesome. You know, now I kind of had the same issue with the Bronco as well when it first came out. You know, but I've warmed up to the Bronco because when you look at a standard Bronco, I think I pulled up a Big Bend here. All right, whatever. Looks kind of cool, but definitely made for the streets, right? That's it. This is the base model. It's unavailable to order. And then you got the Black Diamond. Looks a little bit better, I guess. Outer Banks. I'm pretty sure this is the most popular one now. I don't really even know that. But regardless, when you look at a Bronco Raptor, from the wide fenders, 37-inch tires are standard. You know, the front bumper, the grill, the hood scoops, all of it together, it makes sense that you can put the Raptor name on this. Now, again, I think this started to kind of cheapen the Raptor name. You know, I wish they would have went with something completely different. I think the Ford Raptor should stick with the truck only. Okay, so let me make that very clear. But I can see, you know, where they went with this one, right? I understand why they did this, right? And it's clearly different than a regular Bronco. Now, one thing I wish they would have done is made the Ford emblem in the grill bigger and more pronounced. I think that would help the look of it a little bit. Regardless, I really like this truck, man. If I had enough money to buy a regular Raptor and one of these, like most people, I would do it. But then we go to the Ranger. Now, I do want to say here, I pulled up a 2023. This is ugly. Again, if you have one of these and you love it, perfectly fine, but this is ugly. They've done a better job, though, with the new redesign, man. I think this looks more like a Ford. It doesn't look so like freaking unibody and almost SUV kind of mixed with a car, Honda Ridgeline. You see where I'm going with this. They've done a better job at the redesign. The problem I have putting a Raptor emblem name on this, not just the emblem, they'll charge you $750 for that sticker, but it just doesn't look good. I don't know. Now, I do like what they did. They made this more pronounced in here, and that's all well and good. They got the skid plates. They got a different bumper and blah, 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 blah. I just don't like it, man. I think this is just cheapening the Raptor name even more than what the Bronco did. You know, of course, it does have the bigger tires. Of course, it does have the 3.0 EcoBoost, which is a high output. I think it's a little less horsepower and torque than the Bronco, but you also have less space to work in under the hood, right? The interior, I think, is sexy. I really like the interior of this truck. I am not a fan of anything on the outside. So again, you know, my opinion could change if I drive one of these. I'm like, dude, this thing is freaking awesome to drive. I just don't know that this should be carrying the Raptor name. Again, I kind of just wish they would have taken the Bronco and the Ranger and come up with a completely different name for that higher end truck that they were trying to build. Now, one thing about the Ranger Raptor, I think even built like this, it's like $56,000 MSRP on it. Let's see. I think I pretty much got everything. Now, yeah, there's some things that I didn't include in there. B&O, well, I think that all comes standard though, actually. But yeah, $56,000. I think I am missing some things out of here. Yeah, okay, so B&O is included and all of that kind of stuff, which you would expect that comes with the Ranger. So, or the Raptor. But, you know, regardless, I just don't like this truck at all. And that's kind of where I stand with it, man. You know, it's a cheaper way to get into the Raptor name, but it also cheapens the Raptor name at the same time. Now, it doesn't help with their super really gay Raptor, and that's Ford's saying for this thing. So that doesn't help the Ranger Raptor either, right? And so my perception of this, and this is just a guess, man. I have no clue. I could be totally wrong. They ain't gonna be selling as many of these as they will even the Bronco Raptor or the regular F150 Raptor. I don't see them selling as many of those, but hey, again, I could be totally wrong. You got to think there's like a $30,000 difference between this and an F-150 Raptor. That's where I'm at with it, man. I'd love to hear what your opinion is. Do you think with the Bronco and the Ranger specifically that it has cheapened the Raptor name, or do you think they kind of belong in that group that can be called a Raptor? Love to hear from y'all, man. If you like what I do here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.